Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
Good morning, Shikesh.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Minded me program day yesterday, so I didn't want to carry any risk for any so whatsoever.
For our integrated, for all our master's programs, we also have the concept of a specialization. So the meaning of a specialization is that a student gets
data science 1% is quite interesting.
Yeah, I was also thinking. No, the thing, yeah, I will just clarify on that one.
Which company?
It's there. It's there. The names are there.
These are the institute gold medals which I have awarded.
So who does?
Congratulations to
As late as 2 weeks back, 3 weeks back.
Okay.
So we consider all of them who are some institution.
So if they meet the academic requirements much earlier,
We immediately issue the provisional certificate after the Senate's approval, and they will be able to leave and find a job.
these dates, right? Earlier, or this is a new dates?
I already sent. I have also sent the calendars invite for all.
and Madhav for the invocation. Whilst we invoke the Lord's blessings, may I request our director to escort our chief guest, guest of honor, chairman, and 2 students to light the lamp. Thank you.
To deliver the welcome speech.
A very good morning to all of you. It is customary to begin the welcome speech with a Kannada poem. Let me use a few lines written by one of the stalwarts of Kannada literature, Dr. D.V. Gunnappa. ಹೊಸ ಚಿಗುರು ಹಳೆಬೇರು ಕೂಡಿರಲು ಮರಸೊಬಗು. This means the following. When a new shoot and the old root combine, the tree is beautiful. Similarly, when spiritual wisdom unites with science and arts, it is glory to humanity. On that note, it is my great pleasure and privilege to welcome our esteemed guests and all of you to the 22nd Convocation of IIIT-Bangalore. On behalf of the chairman, members of the governing body, the director, faculty, staff, students, and the alumni of IIITB, I welcome our chief guest, Dr. Pratima Murthy, and our guest of honor, Mr. S.D. Shubala. Dr. Pratima Murthy is currently the director of NIMHANS Bangalore. It is our great pleasure to welcome you, ma'am. Our guest of honor is Mr. S.D. Shubala. He is the co-founder, former member of the board, and CEO of Infosys Limited. Driven by his passion for education, he incorporated Shiksha Lokam, an education development platform, in 2016. He holds a master's degree in computer science from the Boston University and a master's degree in physics from the University of Kerala. With great pleasure, we welcome you, sir. Now, I'd like to welcome Padma Bhushan, Mr. S. Gopalakrishnan, the chairman of the governing body of IIIT-Bangalore. I would also like to welcome the members of the governing body, the general body of IIIT-Bangalore. I extend a warm welcome to our director, Professor Debabrata Das. It's also my pleasure to welcome distinguished academicians from other institutions, CEOs and executives of IT companies, officials of the government of Karnataka, the press, faculty, staff, students, alumni, and all the invitees. Finally, to all the graduating students, we do have a sense of gratification that we could send you to the outside world as trained and motivated citizens. So, I heartily welcome all the graduating students and their proud families. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. I request our chairman, Mr. S. Gopalakrishnan, to declare the convocation open.
Convocation of the International Institute of Information Technology, Bangalore, open.
present the annual report of the institute.
Good morning and Suprabhatam to all. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Pratima Murthy, and Honorable Guest of Honor, Mr. S.D. Sibula, and thanks for coming both of you, and our Chairman of the Board, Padma Bhushan, Mr. Krish Gopalakrishnan, and respected members of the IIITB governing body and the Senate, invited guests, media, members of the faculty and the staff, all the graduating students and their dear parents and relatives of the students. It is my proud privilege to welcome you all to the 22nd Convocation of IIIT-Bangalore. 30 congratulations to graduating students. Wishing the graduating students a wonderful and successful life. This convocation is special in many ways. It is my first convocation after I took over as a director exactly a year ago, and I feel humbled and blessed to have been bestowed this responsibility. It is the first convocation of IIITB have a woman achiever as a chief guest, Dr. Pratima Murthy. It is the first convocation in this newly constructed auditorium, and it is the first convocation being physically held after 2 years of pandemic of the century, which is still not over. IIITB is on the verge of entering its 25th year since inception, and we are proud that 294 students would be graduating today. This leads to strong alumni of total 3,905 postgraduates. IIITB's motto, the Gyanam Uttamam, that is, knowledge is supreme, expresses the ethos of our institute, which is knowledge and the pursuit of truth. IIITB, besides being a technical university, is also a research university, which means that its faculty and students are engaged in pursuing the boundaries of knowledge in their wide-ranging fields of endeavor. I am extremely glad to report to this August gathering that the students of the class of 2022 have come out with flying colors. You will see the evidence in the form of shining stars who will walk up shortly to receive their degrees, honors and awards. I am very pleased to share with you several milestones of our institute, community and our stakeholders in the last 1 year. The National Assessment and Accreditation Council, NAAC, graded IIITB Bangalore as an A+ in the second cycle of accreditation. And IIIT Bangalore is ranked number 1 in the category of technical private university as per India Today India in 2021 as the best university. In research, IIITB focuses more on translatable research, and some of the research projects awarded to IIITB's faculty members are, let me start with Director of NIMANS as our chief guest today here. I am happy to say that in collaboration with NIMANS, the eHealth Research Center, EHRC of IIIT Bangalore, has rendered and will continue to render this technical acumen and support to the health initiatives. IIITB is indeed privileged and humbled to be part of the National Telemental Health Program with the leadership of NIMANS, and which was announced by the Indian Finance Minister, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, in her budget speech this year in Parliament, with the two institutes named NIMANS and IIIT Bangalore. My colleague, Professor T.K. Srikant, will lead this from IIITB side. IIITB is now contributing from its R&D project in global level by the project named Modular Open Source Identity Platform, which we shortly called MOSIP, a software platform like Aadhaar. This project President Professor Rajagopalan of IIITB recently presented MOSIP in ID for Africa in Morocco, where 40 plus international digital ID product companies declared their products MOSIP compatible. We are also part of New India Stack Story and was invited to present digital identity from India to the world in the Viva Technology Expo here in Paris. IIITB has truly gone global by rolling out MOSIP in countries like Morocco, Philippines, and pilot stage in Sri Lanka, Togo, Ethiopia, and Guinea, and many multiple countries. In some other research projects which we have recently received, one of them is by the professors Josna Bapat, Prem Singh, Dr. Priyanka, Vinod, Amrita, and Nikhil will work on 5G Advanced Open Radio Access Network, ORAN, base station and received 19.42 crores from National Mission and Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical System from Government of India, DST. Professor R. Chandrasekhar received Center for Technology Research and Innovation in Digital Governance, CTRIDG, from Center for E-Governance by funding of 9.8 crores. And Professor Srinath Srinivasa and Center for Open Data Research received 5.41 crores from Department of Planning, GOK, for data lake and data science areas. The International Labour Organization awarded Professor Balaji Parthasarathi and Professor Amit Prakash 50,000 euros for research project in case studies on algorithmic management in logistics and healthcare sectors in India. And Professor T.K. Shrikant and Professor Jaya received project from TIH from IIT Jodhpur collaboration. And Professor Minakhi received projects from Indo-French Center for Advanced Scientific Research on formal methods and adaptive control software. Professor Dinesh Babu Jaigopi was awarded a grant from prestigious Sastri Indo-Canadian Institute and organized a symposium Artificial Intelligence and Robotics. During this proud moment, I would like to also share and celebrate with you some of the success and achievements of our students during the bygone academic year 2021 and 2022. I am happy to share that Nidhis and Daksh Agrawal, both IMTech students, were selected from IIIT to pursue 6 months research internship in domain name systems in Government of India. Shivangi Garg, a student for Master of Science in Digital Society, was named Mumkin Changemaker Fellow and she received fellowship grant to support her research work. Our students participated in several hackathons and won prizes. Nikhil Agrawal, an IMTech student, won first prize in Road to Web3 hackathon. He also won a trip to Paris, AI Fashion and Design hackathon. Divyam Agrawal, Gagan Agrawal, Shri Harsha, all the 3 IMTech students won first place in DeFi Blockchain Hackathon. Aditya Sheth, a IMTech student, and Gururaj Majumdar, an MTech student, won NetApps Academic Hackathon. Aditya Sheth also won first prize in Dolat Capital's Hackathon 2022. Our faculty members and staff have also received several awards recognition last year. Their continuous effort has garnered prestigious recognition. Professor Madhav Rao and T.K. Shrikant were recipients of IBM Global University Program Academic Award 2021. Professor Srinivas Vivek was awarded prestigious Infosys Foundation Career Development Chair Professorship. Professor Uttam Kumar received coveted Indian National Geospatial Award in December 2021. Professor Jaya Nair received the Best Associate Editor Award for IEEE Transaction and Circuit Systems for Video Technology. Our staff also, Mr. Subramani from IIITB, received an entry in Indian Book of Records for his mathematical wizardry. IIITB professors also contributed in many top-level professional bodies as faculty members. Professor V.N. Muralidhara has been there for IIIT-Bangalore section in Executive Committee and has been contributing in TPC in multiple conferences. Professor Minaki is the Secretary cum Treasurer of the Executive Committee of ACM India. I feel really humbled to be selected as the Chairman of IEEE India Council. The faculty members have been actively contributing to the cutting-edge research, which is often multidisciplinary. Last year, our faculty members and students published 177 peer-reviewed research papers and 20 book chapters. IIITB is also contributing for skill development in niche areas like data science, software stacks, security, AI/ML by online continuing professional education (CPE). You will be really happy to know 15,816 number of employees of various companies and students have done certificate programs in above areas till last Synod. I appreciate my colleague Professor Sridhar and Professor Chandrasekhar and Professor Muralidhara and the team of CP spearheading the programs successfully. The 3,900 plus IIITB's postgraduate degree programs alumni are making their mark in the field of technology, finance, international aid, education, entrepreneurship, and many other areas. I am happy to take some of those alumni's recent achievements. I am happy to mention Mr. Khadim Bhatti, an alumnus from the first batch of MTech student. His startup, What Fix, received Series D funding of US $90 million from SoftBank. Mr. Paddy Raghavan from the company Multiple, a fintech firm, raised $3 million funding in pre-Series A. And one of our board member, who is also an alumnus of the institute, Mr. Uday Hegde, recently made headlines for an important milestone of his company, UserReady. It received growth capital from the Boston-based Abri Partners as well as private equity investment firm in North America. And one of our students, Nivin Matthew, who is visually challenged, was selected for scholarship fund program through its digital accessibility rights education academy. Next one is very close to of our students and the faculty, all of us, on placement per se. IIITB Bangalore has persistently been successfully securing 100% placements each year. Despite the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on the job sector, the placement seasons of 21-22 saw impressive 528 offers from 120 companies. The credit goes to the faculty members, students' hard work, staff, and well-wishers of the institute. I want to briefly say about this. 15 students have received annual package more than $500 million, and one of our integrated MTech student has received annual package of 2.02 crores. IIITB students and alumni not only get good jobs, but also admission to the universities of the world for the PhD and MBA, like California Institute of Technology, IUT Indiana, Georgia Institute of Technology, Pennsylvania State University, Bar-Ilan University, Arizona State University, and also the Department of Engineering in the Oxford, and for the MBA, Harvard Business School. In the interest of time, I only highlighted some of the achievements. However, we want to appreciate and acknowledge all the faculty members, students, staffs, and their research, teaching, projects, funding, placements, awards, and institute building contributions. Finally, dear graduating students, let me reiterate that you are highly educated. Your certification is in your degree. However, always be humble with high integrity, take care of your health, and work hard to change our country, Bharat, and the ecosystem for the better. As you move on to become the alumni of this wonderful institution, I leave you with this famous quote of Swami Vivekananda. उठो, जागो और तब तक मत रुको जब तक लक्ष्य की प्राप्ति ना हो जाए. Arise, awake and stop not until the goal is reached. I conclude this annual report with hearty congratulations to the graduating students and remain proud to be IIIT-BN as a responsible citizen. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I request our director, Professor Debabrata Das, to kindly seek permission from the chairman, Mr. S. Gopal Krishnan, to present the students of the graduating class.
Sir, I have the honor of requesting you to permit us to present the qualified students of the PhD, Master of Science by Research, Integrated Master of Technology, and MSc Digital Society programs for award of degrees.
To confer the relevant degrees upon the candidates who have been certified to be worthy of the same. Let the candidates stand forward and take the oath.
I request our registrar to administer the oath to the students of the graduating class that shall guide them throughout their lives. The students of the graduating class are requested to rise and take the oath.
Dear graduating students, please repeat after me. I promise to work for a better world, where science and technology are used in socially responsible ways. I will not use my education for any purpose intended to harm human beings or the environment. Throughout my career, I will consider the ethical implications of my work before I take action. Even when the demands placed upon me may be great, I promise to do my alma mater proud by abiding by this declaration. Wherever I am, I recognize that individual responsibility is the first step on the path to global well-being. Jai Hind. Kindly take a seat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, friends. I request our director, Professor Debabrata Das, to request our chairman, Mr. S. Gopal Krishnan, to accept the students who have qualified for the relevant degrees.
Sir, as director, I have the honor of presenting to you the candidates of PhD, Master of Science by Research, Integrated MTech, Master of Technology, and MSc Digital Society programs for the award of degrees, whose names are set out in the list. They have been found qualified for the said degree, to which I pray they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the governing board, and upon the recommendations of the Senate of International Institute of Information Technology, Bangalore, I admit all the qualified candidates to the relevant degree.
Thank you, sir. I request our chairman, Mr. S. Gopal Krishnan, to distribute the degrees to the graduating PhD students. I request Professor Neelam Sinha to introduce a PhD student.
I invite Sunil Kumar B. to accept the award of degree of Doctor of Philosophy for his work on image analysis using ML and traditional IP approaches on medical, document and real-world images. The fourth supervisor is Professor Raghavan.
I request Professor Meenakshi D'Souza to introduce a PhD student.
I invite Abhishek Singh to accept the award degree of Doctor of Philosophy for his work on formal methods verification of real-time operating system kernel with time and space partition architecture.
I request Professor Debabrata Das to introduce his PhD student.
I invite Gaonkar Pradhan Tukaram to accept the award of degree of Doctor of Philosophy for the work on optimization models for the energy cost and indoor comfort management in IoT-enabled smart building. Professor Josna is the supervisor and I am the co-supervisor.
I request Professor Amit Prakash to introduce his PhD student.
I invite Rajesh Dinesh Hanbal to accept the award of degree of Doctor of Philosophy for his work on information systems and multiple transparencies, the case of India's livelihood program. His co-supervisor is Professor Janki Srinivasa.
I now request the coordinator of research programs, Professor Meenakshi D'Souza, to introduce the next PhD student.
I invite Anjana Prabhakar to accept the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for her work on IoT security, a zero trust approach. Professor Jyotsna Bapat is the supervisor, Professor Trita Anjali is the co-supervisor.
I request Professor Dinesh Babu Jayagopi to introduce his PhD student.
I invite Chinchu Thomas to accept the award of degree of Doctor of Philosophy for her work on multimodal lecture and audience analytics in classroom and online educational settings.
I request Professor Debabrata Das to introduce his PhD student.
I invite Parthiban A to accept the award of degree of Doctorate of Philosophy for his work on novel resource allocation algorithms to maximize sum spectral efficiency in hybrid IBFD networks for 5G and beyond. Professor Josna and myself will supervise the
I request Professor Jaya S. Nath to introduce her PhD student.
I invite Mangimala Reddy Rani to accept the award of degree of Doctor of Philosophy for her work on novel uses of correlation networks and consensus node communities for biomedical data analysis. Her co-supervisor is Professor T.K. Shrikar.
I request Professor Subhajit Singh to introduce his PhD student.
I invite Chinmayi Ramamurthy to accept the award of degree of Doctor of Philosophy for her work on digital calibration techniques of pipeline and algorithmic ADCs. Her co-supervisor is Professor Chetan Parikh.
I now request our chairman, Mr. S. Gopal Krishnan, to distribute the degrees to the graduating Master of Science by Research students. I request Professor Chandrasekhar Ramanathan to introduce his Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Rajesh Kumar R to accept the award of degree of Master of Science by Research for his work on automated deadlock detection for large Java libraries. Co-supervisor is Professor K.V. Dinesh.
I request Professor Jaya S. Nair to introduce her Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Satyendra Singh to accept the award of degree of Master of Science by Research for his work on a distributed system for multi-scale analysis and visualization of large-scale airborne LiDAR point clouds.
I request Professor Chandrasekhar Ramanathan to introduce his Master of Science by Research student.
I invite C.B. Charlie P to accept the award of the degree of Master of Science by Research for his work on harvesting the temporality of user interactions towards remote sustenance classification. His co-supervisor is Dr. Manish Gupta.
I now request the coordinator of research programs, Professor Meenakshi D'Souza, to introduce the next Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Srinivasa Raghavan KM to accept the award of degree of Master of Science by Research for his work on unsupervised representation learning for low resource automatic speech recognition. The supervisor is Professor V. Ramasubramanian.
I request Professor Neelam Sinha to introduce her Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Kadethankar Atharva Ajit to accept the award of degree of Master of Science by Research for his work on deep learning enhanced drone imagery based precision agriculture for coconut farming.
I request Professor Dinesh Babu Jaigopi to introduce his Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Kumar Shubham to accept the award of degree of Master of Science by Research for his work on artificial intelligence for personal psychology. His co-supervisor is Professor G. Srinivasa Ravi.
I request Professor T.K. Shrikant to introduce his Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Ramesh Nadu Lavati to accept the award of degree of Master of Science by Research for his work on brain age prediction and analysis of association of cortical anatomical measures with addiction disorders in young Indian adults.
I request Professor Madhav Rao to introduce his Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Ajay B.S. to accept the award of the degree of the Master of Science by Research for his work on towards neuromorphic computing for facial emotion recognition system.
I request Professor Nandita Rao to introduce her Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Alok Parmar to accept the award of the degree of Master of Science by Research for his work on IMC Sim, an architectural simulator to benchmark in-memory computing in his hands. His co-supervisor is Professor Joyce Meki.
I request Professor Subir Kumar Roy to introduce his Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Apurva JR to accept the award of degree of Master of Science by Research for her work on design of relay optimized decimal floating point and power efficient POSIT multipliers.
I request Professor Jaya S. Nair to introduce her Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Dagupatti Siri Chandana to accept the award of degree of Master of Science by Research for her work on chart decode and automated system for data table extraction and summary generation from chart images.
I request Professor Uttam Kumar to introduce his Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Diksha Agarwal to accept the award of degree of Master of Science by Research for her work on towards building self-evolving online learning deep neural network models for data stream classification.
I request Professor Debabrata Das to introduce his Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Gandra Prasad Basavraj to accept the award of degree of Master of Science by Research for his works on efficient protocol enhancement for throughput and out-of-service coverage area performance enhancement in broadband mobile networks.
I request Professor Neelam Sinha to introduce her Master of Science by Research student.
Invite Ms. Ritu Lahoti Kamal Kishore to accept the award of degree of Master of Science by Research for her work on deep learning approach for brain tumor segmentation on multimodal MRIs.
I request Professor Nandita Rao to introduce her Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Shah Shivani Rajesh Bai to accept the award of the degree of Master of Science by Research for her work on cache axle FPGA accelerated multi-core cache simulator with partially reconfigurable feature.
I now request the coordinator of research programs, Professor Meenakshi D'Souza, to introduce the next Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Shubham Agarwal to accept the award of Master of Science by Research for his work on integration of network function virtualization with the DevOps pipeline. Professor Tangaraju is the supervisor.
I request Professor Dinesh Babu Jaigopi to introduce his Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Shyam Krishna to accept the award of degree of Master of Science by Research for his work on machine learning methods for sign language synthesis. His co-supervisor is Professor V. Ramasubramanian.
I request the coordinator of research programs, Professor Meenakshi D'Souza, to introduce the next Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Surya Peter to accept the award of the degree of Master of Science by Research for her work on extraction and analysis of high-frequency micro-Doppler signatures in FMCW radar. Professor Vinod is his supervisor.
I request Professor Madhav Rao to introduce his Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Saujanya SR to accept the award of the degree of Master of Science by Research for her work on
integer net inspired CNN hardware accelerator for seizure detection.
I request Professor Subir Kumar Roy to introduce his Master of Science by Research student.
I invite Alvala Venkata Suraj to accept the award of degree of Master of Science by Research for his work on design of hardware accelerator for deep neural networks.
Thank you, sir. I now request our guest of honor, Mr. F.D. Shibulal, to distribute the degrees to the graduating integrated MTech students. I request the registrar to announce the name of students from the integrated MTech program graduating with Master of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering and Bachelor of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering degrees.
Dodla Harshavardhan, P. Rishi Verma, Vajrala Chinmayi Sai, Ungarla Prashant Kumar, Lonkar Advait Prashant, Amog Johri, Ananya Appan, Anirudh C, Arjun Pilikudale, Arjun Verma, Ayush Yadav, Vishal Pandya, Brahma Kulkarni, Dasari Surya Sai Venkatesh, Deep Inder Mohan, Gandharv Suri, Gandikota Sai Sriram, George T. Abraham, Gurleen Kaur, Osuri Himesh Krishna, Innapudi Cherish Chaudhary, Kadiala Venkata Lasya, Kaushal Mittal, Nair Kaustubh Govin, Lakshay Agarwal, Seelam Lalita, Udayagiri Muhammad Khalid, Padumatti Sai Kiran Reddy, Tirthala Fani, Rahul Murli Shankar, Kotla Buddha Ravi Kiran Reddy, Rohan Mehta, Singireddy Sanjay Kumar Reddy, Sarthak Koche, Sitaram Raju Purvaj, Sri Vishnu Lahari Kunindena, Sushrant P. Hebar, Swasti Shreya Mishra, Vemuri Rohit, Vemuru Sri Hari, Kunduru Venkata Anish, Yeddula Sai Dhanush Reddy, Pratiksha Udyanan, S. Ram, Ratin Bhargav,
I now request the registrar to announce the name of students from the integrated M.Tech program graduating with Master of Technology in Electronics and Communication Engineering and Bachelor of Technology in Electronics and Communication Engineering degrees.
Dharma Shri Ram Siddhartha Reddy, Ajay Ramesh Ranganathan, Anubhav Mishra, Anurag P, Cherukuri Revant Kumar, Goli Akshay Sujit, Kayuru Prakash, Kocherla Nitin Raj, Koratamadi Lakshmi Kaundinya Mohit Sharma, Millie Goyal, Dulipalla Naga Shri Vaishnavi, Peddaya Gari Om Sai Nitish Reddy, Pottutur Harshit Reddy, Pratyush Nandi, R. Arvind, Ronak Doshi, Kalyanapu Sailesh, S. Prashant,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, friends. I now request our chairman, Mr. S. Gopal Krishnan, to distribute the degrees to the graduating students. I request the registrar to read the names of students graduating with degree in M.Tech in Computer Science and Engineering.
Abhinav Singh, Shivam Jain, Hrithik Arora, Tirumala Pranay Kumar, Tikone Vaibhavi Shivaji Rao, Gadia Akshil Rajesh Bhai, Pavan Kumar Singh, Nihar Kanwar, Neha Kothari, Kalanatha Bhattala, Sambhavi Apurva, Abhijit Kumar, Apur Panse, Rahul Modak, Magham Sri Chandan Teja, Akshay Nagpal, Meghna Dubey, Rishabh Tyagi, Jyotsna Tata, Abhishek Garg, Suvam Das, Shruti Bansal, भास्कर राय, अभिनव तिवारी, दिव्या अग्रवाल, स्कंद गुप्ता, शानु कुमार, तुषार शैली, आशुतोष वाजपेयी, वाणीधीर प्रतुल, कचरोल जयमीन नरेंद्र, पटेल समर्थ जयंत कुमार, हरगोविंद सिंह अरोरा, आशीष जैन, यशस्वी कंडेलवाल, कत्री पूजन चंद्रकांत, यामल चक्रधार, नागल्लपुरम शिवा हर्ष भट्ट, महाजन कंचन श्याम, विनायक चतुर्वेदी, आयुष गौरव, दीप्ति चावड़ा, मसरानी श्वेताबेन राजेंद्र भाई, अंकिता पॉल, सौरभ पायल, गौरव भंग, चंद्रिका बुयान, पटेल पार्थ दिलीप कुमार, गांधी शुभम राजीव, दिव्यांशु शर्मा, के श्रीनिवास रेड्डी, रजत कुमार, व्यास हेमंत तुषार बाई, कपासी लब्धि इलेश कुमार, Shatin R. Rao, Saurav Taplial, Ibad Hussain, Sanket Agarwal, Shubhang Drolia, Kanakhara Jeet Jatin, Thakur Vivek Singh, Jwala Singh, Gamidi Rajiv, Rahul Vishnoy, Subrat Bahuguna, Rachit Udyan Yagnik, Neeraj Jetha, Dheeraj Kumar Karnam, Sonak De, Sonia Jain, Kalavakoluk Muni Harshavardhan, Kushbu, Sandeep Kumar Jha, Nikhil Raj, Neha Jha, Mehak Dogra, Limbasiya Jayakumar Mahesh Bhai, Pai Meghna Bipin, Aditya Saha, Ayushi Makhija, Vashu Chaudhary, Pavan Kumar Gupta, Bodapatti Bala Priyanka, Anshuman Ghalav, Dhagya Ale Satish, Nupur Banerjee, Sujit Kumar, Kamatam Vigneshwara Krishna, Algote Devandhar, Gaurav Sajdev, Mohammad Aqib Javed, Saurabh Singh Rajput, Shah Rukshi Deepak, Nayan Chaturvedi, Malayala Sharanya, Anjishnu Chakraborty, Mohit Kakkar, Nitish Jain, Utkarsh Raj Gupta, Milan Gupta, Pawar Pratik Anil, Nafish Aftab Alam, Nitisha Agarwal, Mohit Lakhotia, Jachak Rishikesh Satish, Subhadip Sahu, Yadnik Bharadwaj, Sachin Sharma, Pushpendra Kumar, Bhaskar Yadav, Akshay Mahesh Gudiavar, Gunia Satpal Singh Jaspal Singh, Divyansha Agarwal, Nishant Chatani, Himanshu Singh, Nadalla Vishwa Sai Kumar Reddy, Simran Basu, Muhammad Asad Ansari, Shabir Siddhupurwala, Dudduka Naresh Kumar, Vaibhav Tandon, Ankireddy Pratyusha Lakshmi, Ganacharya Shivraj Mahesh, Daksh Patak, Anshul Kumar Garg, Pratap Kumar Chandra, Shrey Dubey, Souvik Das, Shabhas Khan, Ripunjay Singh, Belgaum Vansi Srivatsav, Jonalagadha Akhil, Shubhi Maheshwari, Sridatta Tiwari, Swapnil Jain, Sajal Singh,
I now request our chief guest, Dr. Pratima Murthy, to distribute the degrees to the graduating students. I also request the registrar to read the names of the students graduating with degree in MTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering.
Ronnie Thomas Samuel, Soham Das, Ashish Kumar Singh, Syed Yunus, Rajneesh Shonkia, YVNS Shri Priya, Ayush Tripathi, Vaibhavi Mathur, शुभम झा, नवनीत कौर, कपिल मेहता, स्वप्निल अग्रवाल, रतिन विश्वास, किशन, यश पटवा,
I request the registrar to read the names of students graduating with degree in MSc in Digital Society.
Yung Mi Lee, V. Akhilesh Kumar, Ashwini Pandey, Bhargav Kumar Sharma RV, Danius S, Dilip Kumar Mahato, Gayatri Raman, Gaikwad Ishan Purnanand, Jatin Gupta, Kadiravan V, Parniti Shri Vidya, Ragesh T, Bappa Ram Vaishnavi, Ritik, Kishore Kumar S, Shivangi Ghar, Tanmay V,
Thank you, sir and madam. I request our chairman, Mr. S. Gopal Krishnan, to sign the register confirming the award of degrees to the graduating students.
Thank you, sir. I request our chief guest, Dr. Pratima Murthy, to kindly give away the medals and awards to the students. I also request Professor Amit Chattopadhyay to announce the winners of various medals and awards.
It is my great pleasure to announce the awardees of medals and awards of 2022. First, the sponsored medals and awards. Sir M. Visvesvaraya Scholarship Awards are given to the top male and female students with highest CGPA among all the courses.
This year, Sir M. Viswesvaraya Scholarship Award, male, goes to Shoham Das. Sir M. Viswesvaraya Scholarship Award, female, is being awarded to K.S. Apurva. Late Sri N. Ramarao medals are awarded in two categories. Student of the Year award is based on academic performance and other academic achievements. This year, late Sri N. Ramarao medal for Student of the Year award goes to Ananya Appan. All-Rounder of the Year award recognizes exceptional all-round activities, academic, community and organizational. This year, led Sri N. Ramarao medal for All-Rounder of the Year award is being awarded to Trustee Shreya Mishra. Sitaram Jindal Gold Medal, sponsored by Sitaram Jindal Foundation, is awarded to the highest CGPA holder in the IMTech program. This year, Sitaram Jindal Gold Medal goes to Rathin Bhargava. With a deep sense of respect and gratitude, we announce two new awards from this year in the name of Mrs. Uma and late Professor H.N. Mahabala. Mrs. Uma and late Professor H.N. Mahabala Award for Best Outgoing MTech Student Male is being awarded to Dhiraj Kumar Karnal. Mrs. Uma and late Professor H.N. Mahabala Award for Best Outgoing MTech Student Female is being awarded to K.S. Apurva. Professor Ravi Ravindran Symposium Fund recognizes outstanding research work done by the students in the Doctor of Philosophy program among all the students who graduated last year. This year, Professor Ravi Ravindran Gold Medal is being awarded to Devanjali Bhattacharya for her PhD thesis titled Quantitative MRI Image Signatures in Neurodegeneration and Neuro-Oncology under the supervision of Professor Neelam Sinha. Next, the awardees of the Institute Medals and Awards of 2022. Institute Medal for Contribution to IIITB Community Life recognizes students for their contribution to community activities at IIITB. This year, the medal is being awarded to Brahma Kulkarni. Institute Medal for Contribution to IIITB Professional Life recognizes students for their contribution to professional activities at IIITB. This year, the medal is being awarded to Goli Aksai Sujit. Finally, the Institute Gold Medals. These are awarded to the best graduating students as determined by the CGPA in the respective courses. This year, the Institute Gold Medal for MTech goes to Shaham Das. The Institute Gold Medal for IM Tech goes to Amok Johari. The Institute Gold Medal for MSc Digital Society is being awarded to Gayatri Raman.
Thank you, Madam and Sir. I now request our Chief Guest, Dr. Pratima Murthy, to kindly deliver the Convocation address.
Today's guest of honor, Mr. Shivulal, Chairperson, Mr. Gopal Krishnan, the Director, IIITB, Dr. Das, members of the governing body of IIITB, the faculty, today's graduates, all the parents and family members, the staff and students of IIITB. What a day it is for you. Wonderful, isn't it? After 2 long starved years, a day of rejoicing, a day of fruition of all the hard labor that you put in the last few years. A day, hopefully, that marks the emerging from the shadows of COVID, through which you passed. I'm sure it came with its challenges. I hope that the fields that you have studied in and contributed in helped you to turn every one of these challenges into opportunities during your training, and I hope this way you met the challenges will help you in the years to come. In the beginning of this program, during the welcome, the Dean quoted D.V. Gundappa. So I thought it's only appropriate to quote another line, and that becomes very relevant when I heard about the huge achievements the students had made, and the fact that when they go out into the open market, that there is such a embrace that you have in terms of the kind of material goods that you get. This goes, Hullagu bettadadi manege malligeyagu, kallagu kashtagala maleya vidhi suriye, bella sakkareyagu deena durbalarige, Yellarolagagu Mankutimma. It means that you are a blade of grass against the hill or the mountain. You need to be succor to the helpless. You need to be the sugar that really brings sweetness into society. You need to be one with everybody else. So I just hope that as you graduate, these larger visions for yourself, of course, salaries and the kind of investment you get back for your investment, the kind of the reward that you get back is very important. But I think it's equally important to take cognizance of what you need to be doing in society and try and embrace that. The first thing that I noticed when I accepted this invitation for this convocation is that you had 2 swans to mark your 22. And that, I think, is the first sign of our alignment as institutions. Our enduring emblem is also the swan. And this swan symbolizes the mind, which is sailing through the turbulent, troubled waters of life, serene and seeking to maintain equanimity amidst all the ebbs and tides of life. The second bond that we have demonstrated in the last few years, something that the director mentioned, is the spirit of collaboration between our two institutions. We've had several research projects in depression, dementia, mental health. We just spoke about, in fact, some of the students, I think, did their PhDs in the maturation of the brain and the imaging of the brain, tele-rehabilitation, the path tracker for the pathological specimen evaluations, as well as we have a neurosurgeon, Dr. Vikas, who's pursuing his PhD in collaboration with IIITB. We also heard about the recent announcement of the Telemanas telecounseling program that the entire country has rolled out, and we have principally collaborated on this to make this hopefully a reality and a succor for all people with mental illness issues in the country. I believe the work on Telemanas and e-Manas, which has already occurred, will take us much further, and the strength of our collaborations between the two institutions will continue to get stronger. At this point, let me acknowledge the efforts of Professor Sadagopan and Professor Shrikant, the director, as well as several others who made these collaborative activities possible. Now, I'm going to move a little bit and of course focus on health, which is where the profession that I come from. I passed out of medical school more than 3 decades ago. At that time, our idea of advancement of medical technology was maybe the digital blood pressure apparatus, because we'd only been used to the mercury apparatus. So that was a great innovation at that time. Or a sleek ophthalmoscope with the smaller batteries rather than the big size batteries that we were used to. Those were ever-ready batteries in those days. And that was an innovation because we had such bulky ophthalmoscopes when we graduated. I remember when we had to submit our first dissertations, all our literature reviews had to occur in the library through books and journals. So we spent a long time in the library poring over all these. And of course, we had to type out our dissertations on the lowly typewriter. Except a few of us who possibly had access to the very first versions of commercially available desktop computers with, of course, dot matrix printers. What a distance medical technology has traversed since then in the last 3 to 4 decades. The internet has exploded the knowledge that is immediately available to all of us, and the world is at our fingertips. Perhaps more than any other field, the way technology has transformed medicine and healthcare presently would have, just a few decades ago, been in the realm of science fiction. New tech-fueled devices have empowered people to take control of their health and make informed decisions for those who can access these devices. Remote patient monitoring, wearable sensors, tens of thousands of web-enabled medical devices are increasingly available to provide accurate patient data. Digitization of medical records has meant that we can secure them for much longer periods and make both retrospective as well as prospective analysis much more easy and feasible. PACS has made the storage and sharing of patients' medical imaging data so easy, and we all know that very often nowadays doctors look at their the images and give advice to patients when they're not accessible in person. Fitbits and information gleaned from digital assistants that measure physical data can prognosticate future health risks. Doctors can monitor patients remotely and virtually advise their patients, and this has been such a boom during COVID-19 when people could not access their physicians in person. COVID-19 has really catapulted, so we have to be grateful to COVID-19 in some ways for having catapulted these possibilities into the realm of real day-to-day events that we consider as impracticable or undoable a few years ago. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are mantras in modern medical research, both for prediction as well as for applied care. Digital therapeutics can be accessed as apps on smartphones and PCs and have also become very useful in the follow-up of patients, even also in randomized clinical trials, ranging from diabetes and cancer to substance use and sleeplessness. These substance use and sleeplessness are areas that are more relevant to me as a psychiatrist, where even for mental health care, we have applications which will look at intake, diagnosis, as well as therapies being provided digitally. Self-management apps have been developed to manage stress, anxiety, depression. There's one which has been in collaboration with IIITB, as well as to improve thinking skills. Skill training apps geared at improving concentration, distraction, or getting symptom relief. Apps can also collect data from sensors built into smartphones, which can record movement, behavior through vocal tone, as well as speech speed, and may thus recognize behavior patterns that signal an episode of mood disorder or a relapse of psychosis. Who would have thought that digital technology would also give us solutions such as prescription video games, virtual reality-based therapies, and the like for complex conditions like attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or autism. Virtual reality has also been increasingly used for training surgeons as well as future surgeons for operations as well as pain management. 3D printing enables printing of biotissues, artificial limbs, and blood vessels. The idea of a lab in a chip has taught us to do genetic testing very quickly, safely, cheaply, and more efficiently. The rapidity with which COVID-19 vaccines were developed, particularly in our country, is a testimony to the speed of the virtual world, not just through improving regulatory frameworks and fast tracking, but also the ability to have virtual meetings and collection of a lot of the data virtually, which helped in the speedy development of these vaccines. Nanotechnology has also made it possible and made its way into medicine with immense potential to target individual cells for tumor chemotherapy as well as treatment of infections. Surgeons are increasingly relying on robotics for more precision, and I'm glad that the PhD program, that is a collaborative program between our two institutions, is focusing on that. Futurists are considering a marriage between 5G, healthcare, and robotics, and a new healthcare paradigm nicknamed 4P, which is predictive, preventative, personalized, and participatory. So I think we're really going to see a sea shift in the way we look at medical and healthcare and look at persons receiving care as getting much more involved in their own healthcare as well as in collaboration with the physicians to attend to their health and well-being. Health information technology, in which at least some of you I noticed were participating in, involves the design, development, creation, and maintenance of health systems for the healthcare industry. The objectives, of course, would be to improve medical care and public health, to lower costs, to improve efficiency, to reduce errors which we know can happen time and again, and to improve patient satisfaction. Electronic health or medical records have permitted not just self-maintained records, but health information exchange. Both in public health as well as research, there is a growing focus on big data, which will influence population health management. So we're moving rapidly from individual health to public health to population health, and technology is going to enable us to move very rapidly in that direction. While the excitement and almost romantic promises of technology and information technology are indeed very heady, must be so exciting to be in this world, one must also be pragmatic and must realize the challenges in this area. Just this morning, I was talking about data security, confidentiality, data sharing, especially when big data accumulates. Reliability, effectiveness in the real world, and of course, security and privacy are serious concerns to contend with. Inequality to access to technology is something that is extremely distressing. When you have such potential for technology, for people from every remote part of India not to be able to access this technology and be the recipients of the rewards of this technology indeed is something that we must seriously be concerned about. An over-reliance to technology, forgetting the human interaction, is also something that we will have to contend with. We know that the emerging problems include addiction to technologies, and these are the problems of the modern world. Clinicians ourselves, we are sometimes criticized for becoming busier, attending to our apps and our electronic health records than spending time conversing with patients. So I'm sure all of us, when we go to a doctor, would like to have good communication with the doctor as well as accurate health records. And the challenge is to really manage both of them. The proliferation of apps without any evidence of effectiveness as well as industry regulation leads to a very confused consumer who earlier had no choice at all, but now is simply spoiled for choices and does not know what is better than the other. And of course, security of data, malware and ransomware are words that precipitate panic in all of us, particularly in me. Despite these challenges, I think we must all recognize and acknowledge that technology and information technology have been game changers and really revolutionized various aspects of our living, and particularly, again because of my interest, healthcare. I do hope that these possibilities, these infinite possibilities in healthcare will inspire, if not all of you who have graduated today, at least many of you to look at a career where you will use this knowledge for the larger good of humankind, particularly in areas of medical as well as social well-being as well as environmental sustainability. On a more personal note to all of you, I want to stress to all of you that while professional success, advancement, great salaries are very, very important, also be mindful of your own health, your physical health, your mental health and well-being. In this ocean of opportunity, it is not uncommon to encounter disappointment, even failure, either perceived failure or real failure, upheavals about balancing your professional and personal lives, and dejection over missed opportunities. Do look after yourself in all these aspects. Discover your own ikigai, what you are good at, what you enjoy doing, what you can get rewarded and paid for, and what the world needs. Balancing these requirements, I think, will help you to fulfill or even enhance the potential that you're capable of. May the force be with you, and may you be successful as well as happy. Hearty congratulations to all the family members who I'm sure are really thriving in the success that you have given them, and they must be jubilant in your victory. I noticed that several of the faculty came forward to announce the names and the degrees that your awards were being given today, and that I'm sure is again a great sense of victory and a sense of success for your teachers, for your family members, and your institution. It was wonderful to hear the kind of advancements your institution has made. So I'm sure while the institution is very proud of you, you will be proud of your institution and take it to greater heights wherever you may be. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I request the guest of honor, Mr. S.T. Shibulal, to address the gathering.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I feel singularly privileged to addressing you all here today. I would like to thank Director Mr. Das and the management of IIITB for this opportunity to be part of this convocation and relive some of the glorious moments I had as a student long time back. First and foremost, let me congratulate all of you for achieving this major milestone. Today, you have laid the foundation on which you can build a bright future and contribute to the society. Today also gives you an opportunity to thank the people who supported you on this journey. Your parents, siblings, teachers, friends and well-wishers. I also want to congratulate the Director of IIITB and the faculty for making this possible. So when I was just leaving house, my daughter happened to be there, and I was at her graduation many years back. So we were chit-chatting, and I remember the speaker at the graduation starting out the speech by quoting 4 rules of convocation speech. Stand up, speak up, shut up, and sit down. But my daughter is much wiser, and she knows me much better. She said, remember, there are 5 words to convocation speech. Be brief, Papa, be brief. So I think I will stick with that rule. We are all in the process of embarking upon good careers. So when I talk to your generation and my children, I get a sense that one of the most important concerns, the primary concerns you have, is regarding uncertainty. Of course, in the last 2 years, this concern has skyrocketed. How do you make a decision during uncertain times and know that it is the right choice? So when I look back at my own life, uncertainty has always been part of our lives. It is an ongoing reality. We need to accept the fact that uncertainty and change are here forever. However, the velocity of change has increased in recent times, and COVID has increased the intensity of change. When I passed out of Kerala University in 1977, life felt completely uncertain for me. I had just finished my masters. India was still ruled by license Raj. Since your generation was born the post-liberalized India, I wonder if you can truly comprehend what license Raj was. Suffice to say, it was a world of constraints with little freedom to operate. Can you imagine? It took 2 years to get a telephone line, even longer to get a car when I graduated. It may seem unbelievable that in 1981, I had to wait 3 months to get a simple appliance like a food grinder. This was in 1981. So like every fresh graduate, I started looking for a job. There were limited options for employment. There was no concept of entrepreneurship. Startups were unheard of. Not only were the opportunities limited, the number of jobs available was very low. Now today, the situation is vastly different. There is an abundance of opportunities. There is campus recruitment, availability of capital for startups. So, I was in a world of constraints, you are in a world of abundance. My challenge was to find an opportunity, your challenge is to choose an opportunity. I had too few options, you have far too many options. My opportunities were local and your opportunities are global. So although uncertainties have been all along and part of human life, as I said, velocity has increased and the intensity has amplified. The need for finding opportunities in these uncertain times and making good choices remain in all your future, just like it was in mine. So the question now is, how do I make the right choice? So when I took over as CEO, actually just opposite this campus in 2011, my mentor Mr. Murthy said, Shibu, remember, a bad decision is better than no decision. A bad decision is better than no decision. Number one, make a decision. That is the start. You will face situations where you have to make a choice, but you do not have 100% of the information. It will almost be 80-20 in every single decision-making time. By the time you have 100% of the information, the time would have passed. Hence, it is important to make a decision. That is point number one. Number two, keep emotion out of the decision-making process. We are all human beings, we are all emotional. One of the things I learned over time was to make a decision based on data alone. Not on emotions, not on what is looking good, not on personalities involved. This will give us the courage and conviction to take a decision even when we only have 80% of the information. Number three, once you take a decision, stay committed to it. The worst thing you can do is you have taken a decision, you don't believe in it, you are looking back, you are sitting on the wall, unable to move forward. You doubt yourself and others. Once the decision is made, you need to show courage and conviction to follow through with it. Remember, any decision which you make has only a 50% chance of probability of success. The trick is to get 80% of your decisions right. And the better managers and leaders usually get 80% of the decisions right with 80% of the information. Before I conclude, I would just like to reflect on my own life on another important matter I believe in, what I call lifelong learning. I started as influencer in 1981. I had a very long career, 36 years. My learning was comprised of several different roles as influencers. I of course started out as a co-founder. I was an engineer. I did sales. I was a manager. And finally I was a leader. Each of these roles required a different level of knowledge and different skill set. Each one of them was challenging. At the same time, an opportunity to learn and stretch my limits. I made enough mistakes on the way, took advice from many, got mentored by some of the most brilliant people I have met, and reinvented myself multiple times. As a technologist, knowledge and test and analytical skills were important. As a manager, attention to detail, planning and people management skills were important. As a leader, I had to focus on creating a vision for the organization, raising aspirations of the people and instilling confidence. On a personal level, I cannot imagine an investment which is more significant than continuous learning. So consider today as the foundation of your learning, not the end of your learning. I came into the industry with a master's in physics. When I joined, I had not seen a computer, I had not even seen a calculator by the time I got into the industry. Soon I realized that for success, I need to understand the fundamentals of the industry which I am working in. So I joined TIFR for a computer science diploma. I was not satisfied, I completed not satisfied. Later on, I got my master's from Boston University. I took on the challenge of continuing my studies despite long working hours and financial shortage. The decision to take up learning at various stages of my professional career was one of the best decisions I ever made. So finally, if there is another lesson I want to share with you, it is the importance of lifelong learning for success. To conclude, uncertainty is part of life and we must all learn to deal with it. It is important to consistently reinvent yourself with learning from wherever you can attain it. The better equipped you are with knowledge and experience, the better you are dealing with uncertainty. I wish you all the very best in life. I hope you all follow your dreams and keep persevering till you achieve them. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request our chairman, Mr. S. Krishnan, to address the gathering.
Dr. Pratima Murthy, S.A.C. Shugula, Professor Saragopan, Director Professor Dev Das, members of the governing board, members of the Senate, faculty, students, families of the students, friends. Congrats to the graduating class of 2022 and of course your families. The last 2 years were tough with the transition to remote learning, online learning, then to hybrid mode, back to coming to the campus. You can be proud of your achievements and feel confident to face any eventualities in your life. This was unprecedented, and I think you need to take confidence that you should be able to face any eventualities in your life. This also tells you that life can be full of uncertainties, and you must plan for the future, but be ready at all times with a plan B, facing any eventualities. Currently, the world is going through multiple uncertainties emerging from COVID, the war in Europe, rising inflation, rising interest rates, etc. This is the world that you're now passing out into. But tough times also give you opportunities to do your best and be recognized for these. Tough times create new heroes, create new businesses. It's actually during these difficult times that some of the best businesses emerge. An opportunity for new leadership, the status quo to change and new leadership to emerge. I did not talk about this convocation with Mr. Shugula, but it's interesting that he talked about managing in uncertainty, because one of the best leaders I've seen who plans meticulously but always has a plan B is actually Mr. Shugula. I've watched him over the last 40 plus years. Let me congratulate Professor Das. This is his first convocation as director. And Professor Saragopan, I'm very happy to see you here because he planned and built this auditorium. This is the first convocation in this auditorium. So the graduating students, you're stepping out of the wonderful confines of IIITB into the wide world, into new responsibilities at the beginning of your professional career. For most of you, I wish you all the very best. We are all proud of your accomplishments today and are cheering you to achieve even greater things in life. The Institute is always happy to hear about your future accomplishments of its alumni. So please keep us abreast of your career and happy moments in your life. The relationship with the Institute is long-term, lifelong. Forever you are an alumni of this Institute. Please do well and make us proud. As you start your life, please keep the following things in your mind. Understand the purpose and goals in whatever organization that you serve, whatever task that you take. Make your life's mission to achieve the organization's goals and through that your personal goals. In everything you do, the role of technology is actually increasing. That's the speed of change, velocity of change that's increasing. Hence, be aware of emerging technologies and how these are going to impact your organization and your life. In the last 50 to 70 years, the biggest impact in businesses and in our lives has been driven by technology. Of course, continuously learn and adapt. Learning is going to be lifelong. Be part of new initiatives, transformations, and startups. Because the best opportunity are at these places, these new initiatives. You have to show your entrepreneurship capabilities. That means you have to show that you are self-driven, self-motivated, you allocate resources properly, you allocate your time properly, you're goal-driven, and you're self-motivated. It's very important to show in whatever you do your entrepreneurship capabilities. It's also at the intersection of sectors, intersection of disciplines, that there are new opportunities for innovation, new opportunities to create new businesses. And I'm very glad that today we have Dr. Pratima Murthy here. The Institute has a very close relationship with NIMHANS, and she talked about all the things that are changing in healthcare driven by technology, right? Driven by the use of computer science, use of computing, etc. And that's just one aspect of the opportunities at the intersection of fields. And you should explore at the intersection, at the edge, and show your entrepreneurship skills to do well in life. Last but not the least, make giving back a habit. Be it just volunteering your time, be it maybe small donations, but giving back has to become a habit for all of you. Because giving back also shows that you remember others who are not as well off, who have not had the opportunity to get an education that you've got. It allows us to create a just and better society. So make giving back a habit, and I'm sure that you will feel better at the end of the day, because that brings happiness, I believe. Also give back to your alma mater, maybe again mentor a student, take a guest lecture, if you can, give donation to the institute. All these things are important. So, as you embark on your new innings in your life, let me wish you all the very best. We are here to support you. We are here to encourage you, cheer you, and we'll be very glad to hear about your future accomplishments. All the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request Professor Prem Singh to deliver the word of thanks.
Honorable dignitaries on the dais, Chief Guest Dr. Pratima Murthy, Guest of Honor Mr. S. D. Sigula, Chairman Padma Bhushan Mr. S. Gopal Krishnan, Director Professor Devabrata Das, Member of the Governing Body, Senate Member, and all other distinguished guests gathered here today. Please accept our deepest appreciation in gracing the 22nd Convocation of IIIT-Bangalore and making it a memorable event. It has been our privilege to have Dr. Pratima Murthy as our chief guest. Ma'am, we express our sincere gratitude for your presence here and for providing valuable advice to the students on the pursuit of knowledge and interconnectivity between science, engineering, and technology. We hope your thoughts on discovery and innovation will spur students to break a new ground in the field for the benefit of humankind. Our guest of honor, Mr. S.D. Sibulal, please accept our thanks for your kind attendance today, your insight on the IT revolution, and your many suggestions to the student and the institute to assume a leadership role while also being team player in creating solutions will stand us in good stead. Thank you. The chairman governing body of our institute and co-founder of Infosys, Padma Bhushan Mr. S. Gopal Krishnan, your continued encouragement to IIIT-Bangalore is much appreciated. Your constant support to the numerous initiatives at the institute, ranging from infrastructure development and research and development, have allowed the institute to flourish and progress. Sir, we are very grateful for your presence today and for sharing your thoughts with the student on the future of computing and the transformation of the IT profession. Thank you. We also thank the members of the governing body and the IIIT-Bangalore Senate for gracing this occasion and also for supporting us wholeheartedly in all our academic endeavors. To the new graduates, please accept our heartiest congratulations and best wishes as you embark on fruitful careers. We hope IIIT-Bangalore's motto, Jnanam Uttamam, will continue to resonate and encourage you to seek knowledge forever. We will always hope that the bond you forged during your time here will stand you in good stead, and we look forward to welcome you back as valued alumni of our institute. We are also thankful to all the parents who came from various parts of the country to grace this occasion. We warmly welcome you all to the institute. We acknowledge the distinguished IT companies in Bangalore and other parts of the country as well as abroad who have offered internship, employment and research collaboration opportunity to our students. We also thank the donors of the various medals and scholarships in recognition of outstanding achievement of our graduating class. A special word of thanks to the family of late Professor H.N. Mahabala for the magnanimity in constituting an award each for our male and female MTech student. The institute is indebted to the following people and institutions without whose help today's event would not have been possible. The Government of India and the Government of Karnataka for their unfailing support. Electronic City Industrial Township Authority and CISF for all their help. Distinguished guests and the member of the media, our alumni and the many service personnel including the caterers, decorators and other logistic support staff who have contributed to making today's event a success. Last but not the least, we acknowledge the active participation of the IIIT-Bangalore family who have worked tirelessly to plan, coordinate and execute this event. Our sincere thanks to the committed administrative staff, the security personnel and the student volunteer for all their hard work. Thank you once again for being here today and making this event successful and memorable. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request the chairman to declare the convocation closed.
I declare the 22nd Convocation of the International Institute of Information Technology, Bangalore, closed.
the chairman to hand over a memento to the chief guest as a token of our appreciation. Thank you, sir. I request the director, Professor Devakanta Das, to hand over a memento to the guest of honor as a token of our appreciation. Thank you. I request the gathering to kindly rise for the National Anthem.
Punjab Singh